follow us on YouTube and visit us on our website. We have uploaded all such webinars on YouTube, and you can get all the recent updates on our website. Purna Brahma is our quarterly magazine. We have 4 issues until now. We have a special issue on millets also, as this is a millet year. And our next issue is Divya J, which is interesting, inspiring Divyang entrepreneur stories. So you can get all these issues on our website, and for subscription, you can contact our team. We have around 3 lakh plus reach all over the country. Food Tech Pathshala is an e-learning portal where we are trying to bridge the gap between academia and industry. So there are many skill-based trainings uploaded on the website. We have supported students and motivated them. So we had some factory visits, even online during the COVID, and also on-site. We have partnered with many exhibitions. Some of them are listed here, which India International Dairy Expo happened in 2022. AnuFood, which is the largest trade show in India. So we collaborated with the Quality Council of India and MSME to conduct some conferences, which one of them was leveraging conformity assessment frameworks for ensuring food safety from farm to fork, which was by QCI, MSME schemes and support to food industry. So through CSMB, 42 plus MSME business were able to participate in AnuFood. Any such inquiries, we can take it forward. Some other events, we have partnered with USEC, which was a one-day seminar on soy food and business opportunities held in Mumbai. FIHI Bangalore, which is also a huge exhibition. So we had a startup Shark Tank kind of event where 6 startups had a pitch to the investors. Z certification program, which held in Mumbai and Pune, which was also in collaboration with MSME. Same event in Dubai, Pitch to Folk, where our members had a chance to visit and pitch their startups to the investors. We have collaborated with California Ingredients for food processing and packaging, some of the events held in Mumbai. And we had a chance to be a part of capacity building for first time in MSME exports, schemes for micro, small and medium businesses. And also we are partner with the US consulate, where the event name going global market trend sourcing and sustainability. We are a support partner here. As we know, this is a millet year, so we are looking forward to conduct more such events. And our chairman, Mr. Umesh Kamble, was a part of exclusive. He had a coverage for CSMB on Lokmat, a local news channel. Entrepreneurship development programs happened in Mumbai. And recently we had a national seminar for business development of MSMEs in Nandurbar, which was a successful event. We conduct buyer-seller meets to promote businesses, small businesses. So for any queries, you can contact Mr. Nilesh Lele, President or Director Ashok Salgaonkar, or any of the team member. Thank you so much. I request Arpita ma'am to introduce our today's speaker.
Thank you, Diksha. Thank you for giving the information about our chamber. We have one of the most eminent speaker who is internationally renowned. So Dr. Dilip Ghosh has received his PhD in biomedical science from India and postdoc from USDA ARS HNRCA at Tufts University, Boston. He's an international speaker, facilitator, and author, and professionally associated with NutriConnect Australia. Adjunct Industry Fellow. May I request everyone to mute their mic, please? Adjunct Industry Fellow, NICM Health Research Institute, Western Sydney University. He is also an adjunct professor at Kasturba Health Society Medical Research Center, Mumbai, and Jamia Hamdard University at Food Technology, Delhi, India. He is a fellow of American College of Nutrition, professional member of the Australian Institute of Food Science and Technology, an advisor and executive board member of Health Foods and Dietary Supplement Association. The Society for Anthropopharmacology, India, SFE, India, Council for Ayurveda Research, USA, Australian Ayurvedic Association, Australia, and also in editorial board of several journals. He is also an on board of a VitaFoods Content Advisory Committee. His research interest includes oxidative stress, bioactive, clinically proven functional food, and natural medicine development, regulatory and scientific aspects of functional foods, nutraceutical and herbal medicines. Dr. Ghosh has published more than 100 papers in peer-reviewed journals, numerous articles in food and nutrition magazines and books. His most recent two books, Pharmaceutical to Nutraceutical, A Paradigm Shift in Disease Prevention and Natural Medicine Clinical Efficacy, A Paradigm Shift in Disease Prevention and Natural Medicine Clinical Efficacy, Safety and Quality under CRC Press, USA, has been published in 2017 and 2019. His latest books, Nutraceutical in Brain Health and Beyond, and Fenugreek, Traditional and Modern Medicinal Use, are just published by Elsevier or Academic Press and CRC Press. Dr. Ghosh is also a recipient of IASTAM Zandu Oration Award 2022-23. I welcome you, Dr. Ghosh, on behalf of CSMB Women's Cell. I welcome you on board, and we are all really intrigued to have a knowledgeable session from you, and we open to, please, the floor is now open to you. Diksha, could you just mute everyone so that he doesn't have a
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, all right, thank you. Welcome, Dr. Ghosh, please.
Yes. Good day, everyone, and thank you, Orpita, for your very detailed and kind introduction also. I would like to thank especially the CASMB and the Food Tech Pathshala also for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge or my understanding in this area. So I have been in this area for a long time, and I have been working in multiple continent also, from Europe to USA to Australasia, and I am very, very active in Indian subcontinent also. So I can give you some regional or global perspective. And before that, I am trying to share my. So can you see my slides? Okay. So it's a very interesting journey in last maybe 10 years. It's slowly growing that journey. The phytopharmaceutical potential of the nutraceutical and functional food, because how these two big industry, they are coming closer, and their border between these two industry are getting thinner and thinner every day. So if we see from the other side, we can see from illness industry is pharmaceutical industry. So how the illness industry going to the wellness industry, that is the nutraceutical, functional food, Ayurveda or natural medicine industry. In the past decade, last 10 years, you can see there is an explosive growth in this area, the functional food, nutraceutical, and evidence-based natural medicine also. And as you see, many pharma industry, all big pharma industry, they are moving their business from pharma to the Nutra area. And truly speaking, most of their revenue in their business that is coming from the Nutra business, not from pharma. So I will show you that trend also from different perspective. I will give you a few example in this area as a case studies, and I think you can understand this one. And the WHO, that theme, the health for all, it is only possible because we all know pharmaceutical will remain out of the reach of the many people. So that health for all only possible if we used evidence-based nutraceutical or functional food or natural medicine. So first disclaimer, the information I try to put in the slides, these are from different sources, but I tried my best to keep this accuracy. And I will mention many company names or many products name also, but I have no financial connection with any of this company. And these are all for the sake of the science. So this is I think big disclosure. I have no connection with any of this company. Just a few books. I think I have been working last 7-8 years, and these are very, very high impact, high level books published by CRC Press and academic press. The biotechnology, what are the new technologies? You know, these we are hearing every day that genetically engineered, or recently the artificial intelligent machine learning. So all are present in this area also. So what are the all new technologies that are involved in this area? So these books all about this. Second book is clinical aspect of functional food and nutraceutical. So still at that area not strong, but it's growing area. More and more industries are putting money to develop their clinical things. This one, the how you bring your product from lab to the market. This is very, very important thing. As you know, there are thousands of patents around the world, but how many percentage of patent actually see the pharmacy itself? Maybe 2%, 3% maximum. So 97 to 98% patent has no value. So that means how you bring all this information, knowledge from lab to the market. So that is that book. This book today, today's presentation based on this book, Pharma to Nutra, a shift in disease prevention, that I wrote with Dr. Smartha. Maybe most of you know Dr. Smartha. He last year it was very sad event. He expired from the COVID also, but we made a very, very good contribution in this area also. This book, Natural Medicine, 600 pages book with Professor Pulak Mukherjee. It is all about clinical efficacy, safety, and quality of the natural medicine. This one, my passion area, brain health and beyond, nutraceutical in brain health. So when we talk about brain health, we mostly think about cognition and memory, but there are many, many areas like autism, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson disease, brain trauma. So these are all brain health related problems. So how you mitigate, how you prevent these things through the nutraceutical. This book all about this. This one published maybe 6 months before, and it is very, very sensational in the market also, because there is no such book, not only in the fenugreek, but in the natural medicine that covers from traditional to the modern medicinal aspect. We covered everything, and mostly 7 or 8 diseases, and how you can position fenugreek as a modern medicine also. If you are interested, I will show some data also today also. This one next month or following months it will published. nutrition science, marketing, health claims, and public policy. Uh, Also, Dr. Smartha is one of my co-editor also. Session
Sir, I think you're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. And the presentation, we cannot see the presentation.
You cannot see the presentation?
Yeah.
I think suddenly everything changed. I don't know why.
Yeah, it might be internet issue.
Can you see now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the spirituality, that is the backbone of Indian Ayurvedic or Indian traditional medicine, that is not present in the WHO uh, health definition. So now coming to the holistic health. What is the definition of holistic health? So definition of holistic health includes a balanced approach of healing the mind, body, and spirit. So this is the Indian definition. And after pandemic, the definition of health that completely changed, and spirituality is one of the major component in this area. So physical health, emotional well-being, and also the spirituality also. So this slide, you can see there are two colored. One is the blue color that target population for the food industries or functional food and nutraceutical. These are the healthy people, not sick people. But the right hand side, maybe 5 or 7% population, that is a red color, a target population of the pharma industries. So that means who are involved in the food, nutraceutical or functional food or Ayurvedic industry also. So your target area is big, very big. And you can see that area is growing after this pandemic. So because the health definition has changed and the wellness is key focus in the health. So that means the healthy population, that number is growing. So wellness is a modern word with ancient roots. The key tenets of the wellness as both preventive and holistic can be traced back to the ancient civilization like the East, India, China, to the West, Greece and Rome. So that means there are many components here, the physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, social, and environmental. So this is not a single component, it is a multi-component platform also. If you are interested, you can listen my podcast also. That is 16 minutes or 17-minute podcast. I try to cover most of the things here. So this is the book. So modern society, you can see the 2008 and 2030. If we compare the chronic disease status also. So there are green area. Green area is the non-communicable disease. And there is one gray area, that is communicable disease. And there is white area, that is the injuries. The left-hand side is the high income countries. And there is the low income countries. If you see that 2008 to 2030, that for the low-income countries, this one is growing, that the non-communicable disease area. But in the high-income country, you can see this is almost 90% here. But it is still growing in the low-income group. But this is very 2008 to 2030, they maintain the status quo. And if you see still the heart disease, cancer, stroke, and diabetes and Alzheimer, these are the top 5 disease that people are affected also. This is one very nice slide. The health is the absence of disease, and health is more than absence of that. That 100 years, 1800 to 1900, you can see all innovation, not innovation, in the drug area, you know, that vaccines, vitamin C linked to the scurvy, drug for the non-communicable disease, penicillin, aspirin, insulin, these are all discovered in 100 years. But here, that 1992, and I think it will go another, I don't know, 100 years, maybe 200 years. So these are all promoting health, active lifestyle, healthy diet. So these are all wellness century, I can say. But this one, all disease link activities also. So that means there is a clear change from the disease prevention, disease treatment to the wellness area. I know you all know food, functional food, nutraceutical, and medical food. This is a new term, although not legal term in most of the country. Few country, medical food is the legal term, like USA also. But India, there is no medical food status, but they have some close to the medical food. So I will discuss later also. So food, material consisting essentially for protein, carbohydrate, and fat, used in the body of the organism to sustain growth, repair, and vital. So mainly the macro elements, that is food. Functional food, a functional food is a food claimed to have additional function. So that means the normal food cannot provide this function by adding new ingredients. This is functional food. Nutraceutical, so the first time the health, benefit, medicinal properties from food that is coming under this nutraceutical category, a food or specific component of the food that allegedly provided medicinal or health benefit, including prevention and treatment of the disease. And nutraceutical should be in a dosage format, either capsule, tablet, or sachet. That means like the pharmaceutical, you have to take 500 milligram or 1 milligram of the active component once or twice in a day. So that is also same thing in nutraceutical. And the medical food are food that are specifically formulated and intended for the dietary management of a disease that has distinctive nutritional need that cannot be met by the normal diet alone. Like if you have some disease, and for that particular disease, you are not getting that proper nutrition for that disease through the diet. So if some company, they develop that type of specially formulated dietary management product for that particular disease, it will designated at medical food. I will give you plenty of example, you can understand later. So the functional food, for me, foods marketed on benefit based on the scientific evidence. That means the 3 red light highlighted area, marketed means communication, benefits mean health outcome, and evidence means science. So when you combine these 3, science, health benefit, and proper communication to the your consumer, then you can develop a proper or nice functional food. That is the traditional definition of nutraceutical. That is, you all know, the Dr. Stephen DeFelice in 1989 first defined the nutraceutical term, a food or part of the food that provide medical or health benefit, including the prevention and treatment of the disease. You can see after 2010, there is a huge exponential explosion of publication in this area. So that shows the interest from the researcher, interest from the industry, and interest from the that policymaker or regulator also in this area. Huge market. The global nutraceutical market size $382 billion in 2019 US dollar. But Indian contribution is still not big. Indian nutraceutical market poised to grow from 2.8 billion to 8.5 billion. Also a very impressive growth, like 14 to 15% annual growth also. But still, the Indian contribution is very small when you compare with the global market. When you compare with the China's TCM market, the traditional Chinese medicine market, it is already 48 to 50 billion US dollar also. Our Ayurvedic product market valued 4.5 billion in 2017, with expectation of the growing of 14.9. That's a huge growth, 4.5 to 14.9 billion in 2026 also. But when you say Ayurvedic product, maybe it is not a Ayurvedic medicine. It is mostly Ayurvedic ingredients or food supplement or dietary supplement that coming from Indian Ayurvedic herbs also. So that means it is not Ayurvedic medicine. It is mix of Ayurvedic medicine, a dietary supplement from Ayurveda, and also some other things also. Australia, it's a very good market. We called a proud market or world-based test market. Australian population is just 26 million people, just 26 million people. But if you see the market, that is $5.6 billion market. In Australia, we called complementary medicine. That is the same as functional food, nutraceutical, or herbal medicine. These are all under complementary medicine. And when you compare this 5.6 billion complementary medicine market, it is very, very close to the prescription medicine market also. So then you can compare how strong the complementary medicine market. 78%, 7 out of 10 Australian, they are using at least one complementary medicine every year. That means per capita consumption. So the $1.42 billion population in India, if sales is $50 billion, but 26 million people, if the sales is $5.6 billion, it is very, very high. So that means the per capita consumption of complementary medicine is very high in Australia. That's why we are telling Australia is a very proud market, because consumers are very, very aware of this complementary medicine benefit and everything. And the quality, safety, and efficacy are all tested. So few examples, I think most of you know about this. During COVID, Dabur Himalaya witnessed the spike in sales of Ayurvedic product amid COVID-19. It's a huge spike, and these are all from Indian newspaper also. COVID-19 brings a shift in the alternative medicine industry. Just give few statistics. Chyawanprash as a whole sales across industry grew 283%. Branded honey, 39%. Especially the Dabur's Chyawanprash, because the Dabur brand is very strong. I don't know, that is 650%, and zinc phenomenon 1100% also. So that shows the definition of health, the wellness, and most of the product, these are positioned in wellness and immunity boosting domain also. So nutraceutical market growth, you can see, although I am showing only 4 areas: cognitive areas, digestive health areas, heart health areas, and joint health areas. And most of the area that is linked to the older people, especially the heart health and joint health, you can see the China always on the top. India not here. I said India's contribution to the global nutraceutical market around 2%. When it is coming to the heart health and joint health, you can see the Australia, Canada, these are a house of old people, aging population also. So you may know India is the second youngest population in the world. So that's why the Indian, there are many other potential, that is the Indian market. But I see the best and attractive potential, that is the young population. So 20 to 25, that age population, that is the world's second. So what are the challenges in this area? First, pharma companies. Declining return on R&D investment. You know this, there is no blockbuster concept in the pharma area. So you can see 5 or 6 blockbuster patent all gone in last 7-8 years. We called patent cliff. So these are all generic medicine, like the statin also. So that means no companies, one blockbuster molecule, it takes $6 billion investment minimum and 10 years minimum time frame. So no pharma company, they are willing to invest that much of money for this long time. Patent cliff. So 20 years patent cliffs that already gone. Pressure on the health budget. Health budget is every year is increasing. Whether it is in India or Australia or US or African country also, everywhere the health budget is increasing, and that put pressure on the pharma industry also. And regulatory oversight. The pharma industry, that is very stringent regulatory perspective. So that means to register a product is a very hard job. Food industry, slow growing. Traditional food industry, slow growing. A retailer owned brand, mostly, that is a private label branding also. Retailer power, like the Reliance, if they have a good brand, they have a power to control this brand also. And most of the food companies, food product, they are selling through the internet marketing. Still, global market, the highest global market, 30% USA. That is, and the second one is Japan, individual country, 22%. Third one is the Europe, 14%. And this 31% rest of the world, but these are mostly Asia Pacific. And that market is growing every day. And India is part of the Asia Pacific market also. This is one thing very interesting. I think you should know that area. The merger and acquisition. So when when the companies buying another companies and they are divesting one companies, that means when merger acquisition is very active, that means that sector is very strong. Lot of things happening, and that is true in the nutraceutical merger and acquisition on this size. If you see the 2000 to 2012, so that is increasing. There is no decrease of this merger and acquisition. I can give you a few example. That is, I think 2012 or 11, the Pfizer bought White Nutrition, and White was the leader in formula business, the baby's formula, S26. That is a big brand in Western world. So Pfizer, hardcore pharma company, they bought this nutrition company to get into this market. Merck, this Merck is German multinational. It is now different name, MSG. They bought a shedding plow, and shedding plow was have a strong brand in OTC market also. And this is one company, the Soho Group, that is Indonesian group. They phenomenally last 10 years, they bought 6 or 7 companies around the world. The Australian company Flodis, the Clear Labs US company, Ginsana, the Switzerland company, the Potters UK company, and Prothera, that is the US company. So they bought 5 companies around the world to go into the top level of this nutraceutical market also. And that story, you all know, the Pfizer and GSK, GlaxoSmithKline, they are 2 big pharma company. They form a joint venture in the consumer healthcare business. So GSK, they have a Sensodyne, Voltaren, and Panadol, and Pfizer has Advil, Centrum, and Caltrate. Some of the brand is present in India also. So they start a joint venture, but last 2 years they break this joint venture and they are selling this product individually. If you see the India, Zydus, Cipla, Lupin, Cadila, Torrent, Stride, all Abbott's, Sun Pharma, they all acquired different companies, small company, but very innovative company. They developed some new formulation, new molecule, new process. They bought this company, and then they go to the market with some modification or something. So that means in today's world, blockbuster theory, blockbuster is not a develop a new molecule. Blockbuster concept is just a diversification in your business. That means you acquire a company, so they are small company, but they are very innovative company. You bought this product and you develop the market and you launch your product. That is the diversification. Just giving you 2 examples how this nutraceutical industry reshaping. Maybe some of you know who traveled in USA also, or who have some understanding in US business. The Axona, the Acera is the company that is bought by Nestle. I will tell that story also later. That is for the that mild to medium Alzheimer patient also. So that product, medical claims about metabolism of sugar in the brain, associated itself with the specific medical condition, Alzheimer, branded, aligned to the scientific evidence, prescription only product. You cannot go to the supermarket and you can buy this one. You need a prescription for this. We called medical food. I will discuss more also. And FDA warning due to the regulatory uncertainty. And this is Nestle. Although it is Acera, but it is a Nestle company. So Nestle to us, to Indian, it's a purely food company. But if you see the last 7 years, Nestle's acquisition around the world, they bought 8 to 10 medical food company around the world. and they are the #1 company in the world in medical food. And this is one of their product. Where is Yakult? From food to the health. Yakult is present in India, that beneficial health claims, but does not purport to be a cure. So Yakult is selling as a purely a drink, as a food drink, short, but with some health benefit. They are using same strain, bacterial strain for last 78 years, but they are having new claims also from these things, from this Sihota, that is the bacteria, but it is from food to the health. So Pharma to Nutra, new interest from the so I can say new strong interest from the pharma industries, as I said, from GSK to Abbott to Pfizer, all have nutraceutical division under their portfolio. Even the Zydus Wellness, Cadila Pharmaceutical, they have a nutraceutical division also. There is a strong interest from the pharma industry. New investment through the merger and acquisition. That means when a big company bought a small company, they are putting a lot of money in this business also. So there is a huge investment in this area. New level of quality, safety, efficacy. You know, the 10 years before, no nutraceutical company, no Ayurvedic company, they didn't bother about the quality, safety, and efficacy. So they just sell the product to the market. And the big brand company, they use their branding, but nobody knows the quality, safety, efficacy. But now companies or people are thinking about that. Marketing and product positioning. If you see all these Nutra product from the pharmaceutical industry, they are not selling through the only pharmacy. They are marketing through the doctors, through the healthcare professional, through their huge reps, representative. That means the marketing and product positioning also, it is a huge change in last 5-7 years. Regulatory evolution, I can show you. So how Indian regulation is growing, and it is a very, very positive direction also. Underpinning science. I worked maybe 4 or 5 Indian companies also. You cannot believe how much money they are putting into the in the science area, the clinical research area. Huge money. Some company for one product, they already completed 5-6 clinical trials also. So that's the new evolution and new categorization also. So food to Nutra, pharma. So pharma company, they don't bother about taste and convenient, because they are selling in a capsule or tablet area, and they are not selling, never selling the consumer food outlet. But now, you know that I will give you one example also, the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes. There is one product from Danone Nutricia for the early or mid Alzheimer patient, that is a shot, souvenir. So that means when people are drinking this shot, that should be a good taste and convenient also. So that means pharma company, they are now looking for the taste and convenience. So there are a huge change in this area. So transition from sick care to the wellness market. You see the sick care, the pharmaceutical here. That is the arthritis, cholesterol, diabetes. I choose 3. Healthcare, food and wellness. That is the traditional healthcare food. But if you see with the evidence-based nutraceutical, you can also manage diabetes. You can also manage cholesterol, and you can also manage arthritis. That means there are plenty of opportunity, peripheral opportunity in between pharmaceutical and the traditional food business. This is 2 very easy slide. but good slide. If you see the transition or evolution, food, lesser evil food, natural health food, functional food, supplement, and medical food. So this is the growth. And if you see this slide, the left-hand side is food, right-hand side is drug, and in the middle, you can see the functional food, supplement, and medical food. Purpose of therapy, reduction of risk and treatment, drug. Health professional, that is a doctor's involvement in food, very low, and it is continuously growing, and in the drug is high. Individual participation is very high, because if I like any food, I will eat more. That is the individual participation. But in drug, because if doctor prescribe 1 capsule per day, that means the patient or individual participation is low. Treatment cost, food very low. It is growing, increasing here, and the drug is very high. So illness, that means the pharmaceutical market is very matured. Yep. And I will give you some success stories. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay. So some success stories behind the globalization of Ayurveda. Yesterday, I had a presentation at Solapur Pharmacy College also. So I showed the challenges and opportunity of Ayurveda go to the global market also. Ayurveda recognized as a system of medicine in only 16 countries. System of medicine. It is not Ayurveda present in maybe more than 100 products in Australia also. It doesn't mean Ayurveda is accepted as a system of medicine. So Ayurveda is accepted from regulatory perspective. That means we can use ashwagandha, bacopa, turmeric in complementary medicine or nutraceutical product. But system of medicine, that is Hungary, Switzerland, Cuba, Brazil, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bangladesh, UAE, Oman, Saudi, Bahrain, Malaysia, Mauritius, and Tanzania. 5 countries, that is Romania, Latvia, Serbia, and Slovenia, they are partially recognized Ayurveda as a system of medicine. If you see the Indian leading traditional medicine research, and that is, it is now 50% growth in the Ayush medicine after pandemic also. It's a huge surge of Indian Ayurvedic export to the global market. And I think most of you know about this, that WHO first global center for traditional medicine that we call GCTM. It is a phenomenon initiative from WHO, and it will definitely boost the Indian Ayurvedic and nutraceutical market also. That was inaugurated last year in April. And I am very fortunate I was present in this inauguration. And if you see, so this is the new building prototype plan. And Indian government invested $255 million to start this initiative. Can you imagine $255 million as a seed money to start this GCTM? 172 countries are involved. It will be a big opportunity for Indian Ayurvedic and traditional medicine and nutraceutical industry also in the future. 172 countries, not 70. So what will be the benefit to your industry? To position Ayush system across the globe. Now, many Western countries, they never heard the Ayurveda also. To provide leadership on the global health matter pertaining traditional medicine, we have to develop the quality, safety, efficacy standard also. We have to develop the standardized procedure, norms and guidelines. And also it will help to develop the specific capacity building training program also in the future. Huge opportunity for the Indian healthcare sector. It is not only Ayurveda or nutraceutical market. If you see the entire healthcare sector, that India can generate $774 billion healthcare revenue by 2030. It's a huge, huge opportunity. And the preventive healthcare will be 274 billion, followed by the drug and vaccine manufacturing, 120. And the Ayurveda, nutraceutical, these are coming under preventive healthcare system. That is a huge, huge opportunity for the Indian industry. So that's the current market. I think I showed some of them. So it is Indian market grows mainly the herbal medicine market 14%, and Indian Ayush product that is exporting to 100 foreign countries, either as a medicine or food supplement. So what are the reason for this growth? Suddenly, I think if you see last maybe 5-7 years, that industry growing from here to here. So what are the secret? What are the reason? To me, that is the pharmaceutical touch in dosage formulation. Previously, the Vaidyas or Ayurvedic practitioners, they mortar and pestle, and they give that things to the patient. But now, the most of the Ayurvedic formulation or single herb Ayurvedic product also, they are selling is a pharmaceutical dosage format, either capsule or tablet or sachet or other format also. Evidence-based approach, as I said, many companies, they are interested in develop their clinical portfolio also. Attitude difference, not only from the consumer, it is from the companies also, their attitude change. The traditional Ayurvedic companies, they have a very primitive attitude. Now they change their attitude. Even the doctors also, there is a changing of attitude. There is a policymakers, the CDSCO, FSSI, Ministry of Ayush, they have a very new Ayush attitude change. And government and Ministry of Ayush, along with Niti Aayog, CSIR, ICMR, they have strong interest in this area. And there are many big studies are going on that shows the future. I'm not going detail because it will continue hours after hours, but you can see that 293 clinical studies have been registered during COVID. 293, that is highest in the world in any disease condition. And out of this, you can see the blue areas. That is most of the double-blinded placebo-control, most of the studies, but there are some interventional or observational studies also. And this includes drug, biological, Ayush formulation, nutraceutical, yoga, and naturopathy. But 293 clinical trials registered in India during that time. That list goes, but maybe I don't know whether you can see this one. The Ayush 64, Shat Plus, Raj. There are many products. The Ayush Quat, and nutraceutical also, AC212, Perula, Neem capsule, many. And Picorit syrup also. These are all listed for the COVID-19 things. From our institute, the National Institute of Complementary Medicine, that is based in Sydney. We are under Western Sydney University. We have signed many MOUs with Apex Ayurvedic Institute in India. like All India Institute of Ayurveda, Pune University, ITRA University, Jamnagar also. And we also got Ayurvedic chair in Sydney. That means next month, Dr. Rajagopala from All India Institute of Ayurveda, he will join as a Ayurvedic chair to promote Ayurveda science, Ayurveda education, and Ayurveda clinicals also in Australia based. So it's a great news. And I think we are very happy to do that. So I will give you a few example, two example on medical food. Maybe you are not that much aware of the medical food. I will give you some example. You know, this traditional diet, functional food, dietary supplement, and then pharmaceutical. So that means that part is nutritional part. That is pharma and nutra interface. That is in between pharma and food. And this is purely pharmaceutical. So this is for healthy people. This is for in between healthy or unhealthy people. And this one is diseased people. But new category coming in between dietary supplement or nutraceutical and pharmaceutical, that is we call the medical food. It's some country it's illegal, like USA. It is under orphan drug section 5B. The medical food must be used under supervision of physician, doctors. So you can go and buy and use. It is not like that. You have to contact doctors. Doctor will give you the prescription and you will take this medical food under doctor supervision. Must meet the distinctive nutritional requirement. I will come why medical food is not nutraceutical, why medical food is not functional food. And it should be a grass in USA, that is the generally recognized as safe, and it should be manufactured in CGMP or peak GMP, that is the pharma GMP, not in the WHO GMP or Ayush GMP or NSF GMP. Most of the nutraceutical and Ayurvedic product, these are manufactured in India under this GMP. But in Western world, in Australia also, any complementary medicine, you have to manufacture under pharma GMP environment. So what is the difference between pharmaceutical drug, medical food, and dietary supplement? Physician supervision that is required in prescription drug, medical food, doctor's involvement required, but dietary supplement no required. Pre-market approval, you need approval for the drug. You don't need approval from CDSCO for the medical food, and the dietary supplement you don't. Target population, sick people or diseased people. Medical food also target population, sick and diseased, but dietary supplement and nutraceutical, that is healthy people. Claims as approved by the FDA, dietary management of nutritional need, structure function claim. Safety as approved by FDA, GRAS ingredients, reasonable expectation of the safety. Scientific requirement, you need phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 trial for the drug. You need some double-blinded placebo-controlled phase 2 trial for the medical food. I can show you some medical food also have phase 3 clinical trial also. And none or scientific literature. If you have some trial, clinical trial for the nutraceutical, you will get some marketing edge, but this is not necessary for the dietary supplement. There are few examples: Altrizem, Limbrel, Folgard, Thiamine, Pulmona, and Delphin. And these are positioned in this different area. Exocrine, pancreatic insufficiency, osteoarthritis, CVD, stroke, other disease, that is a pain, inflammation, pulmonary hypertension, and treating the depression also. This is the article I wrote a few years back. This is very comprehensive article. If you are interested, you can send me an email. I will send you a couple of things. So huge market is growing. That is 18.4 billion to 31 billion by 2027. So this is the huge growth. This is only on medical food. 10% projection is estimated. Estimated projection 10% growth. Double increase in the patent application. I will show you. If you have more and more increasing patent. That means companies are doing research in this area. And that means it is a very, very active area. So application area for the medical food, chronic kidney disease, minimum hepatic encephalopathy, chemotherapy-induced diarrhea, pathogen-related infection, diabetes, ADHD, depression, Alzheimer, nutritional deficiency, and orphan disease also. So these are the few examples, but there are other areas you can develop medical food also. So market dynamics, I am not going in detail also. If you see this slide that I already told you, two big companies, traditionally food companies, the Nestle and Danone. Danone is a European company, Nestle also European company. They are traditionally food company, and they have a race competition in this area, the medical food area. 2007, Nestle purchased Novartis. Novartis is a big pharma company. Nutritional business, $2.5 billion. Same year, Danone required two big companies, Royal Numico and US medical food business, now Nutricia. So Nutricia also present in India also, big presence Nutricia. So Nutricia is the part of the Danone. Danone acquired Medical Nutrition USA, that company. Then Nestle acquired many, many companies, and they form a Nestle Health Science. It's a big research institute, $500 million research institute in Switzerland. Then Nestle acquired CMD Pharma and Danico Masari, one of the founder of Prismic Pharmaceutical. Then Acera, I mentioned this Axona product that is owned by Acera. And this recently Nestle acquired Pan America, that is PAM Labs also. You can see in just 2008, nearly 320 patent application submitted, 218 only on medical food area. And these are all big pharma and company also. Abbott, Fonterra, Nutricia, Nestec, Martech, Swabe, and DuPont also. There are many challenges, lack of knowledge about the medical food. You know, this food is traditionally for our taste, convenience, pleasure. But when suddenly food you link with a disease, it is something, it is over the consumer head also. So that means there is a big challenge, how you can convince the consumer. More product-specific clinical research for giving confidence to the physician. If you go to the physician, they will ask pharmacokinetic study, pharmacodynamic study. That means you have to develop that portfolio also. Regulatory burden also, not every country has that category. So if you go to India under medical food, there is no category. So you have to go to the food for special medical purpose. So there is a category, but it's a slightly different category, food for special medical purpose. Readily available through the pharmacist and through the office of dispensing physician. Integration of the healthcare system to include the medical insurance also. Unless medical food is coming under insurance scheme also. Because we have medical insurance. In Western world, 100% people have medical insurance. And medical insurance cover your doctor visit and also medicine also. But India, it is growing that in medical insurance also. So unless medical insurance cover the medical food, so no people buy this one because you have to buy from your own pocket. So this is one of the challenge. You know that drug, the Ultragenyx, that is, they started the phase 3 clinical trial also for the myopathy, muscle thing. So I will give you two examples, Nurepa and Suvinit. So these are the top 2 medical food in the world. Nurepa, that is Prismic Pharmaceutical, that is bought by the Nestle in 2013 or 2014. So what is that product? Nurepa for 3 top level disease. One is depression, second one is bipolar disorder, and third one is the schizophrenia. These are very, very top 3 high level, but you can control with this dietary supplement. How? You can see it is named as medical food here, medical food. So what is Neuropa? A proprietary ultra pure omega-3 triglyceride that is 92% EPA. You know that before that, there was no such thing. You can develop 92% pure EPA. That is the omega-3, one of the omega-3. And that company did, that is the ultra pure EPA, and that they accommodated in a 1 gram capsule also. And they have done 4 or 5 very, very top level clinical trial. So double blinded, placebo control, a multi-center trial also. And they are targeting these 3 disease area, depression, bipolar disorder, and schizophrenia. And they got approval from the US FDA also. So there is a clinical evidence. Recent genetic analysis identified risk loci. So they are adding new studies also in this area. So some people are genetically linked with this disease also. And maybe this product may not be effective for all patients, but most of the patient, this is effective because of the genetic link also. So, but this is one of the example, unique example in the medical food. Next one is the Suvinit from Danone Nutricia. They tried to launch in India also, because the depression, Alzheimer is, it was in India before, but nobody focused. They thought it's a old age problem. But now we know, not there is a term also, healthy aging. That means not all old people, they have depression, they have Alzheimer. So that means this is a growing area in India, a new innovative drink for the dietary management of early Alzheimer disease. And this is also selling in USA as a medical food, in Australia as a food for special medical purpose also. So what is Suvinit? Suvinit, a food for special medical purpose for the dietary management of the early stage of Alzheimer. So what things are there? That is uridine monophosphate, choline and phospholipid, B vitamins and cofactor, mostly the B6 vitamins, you know, that is closely linked with the brain health and depression, and DHA and EPA. So these are the 4 things they mixed in a Fortsign Connect, that a delivery system also. And you can see that they have done 1, 2, 3 big clinical trials, that 210, 212, and 213 also. They are still doing some additional studies also. 2 clinical trials have been carried out. It's the effect of Suvinit on more than 500 patients with mild Alzheimer disease, and 1 in the mild to moderate Alzheimer disease. So from 12 weeks period to the 24 weeks period also. Now they recently, just 3-4 months before, previously it was a 80 ml shot and a different flavor. Now they introduced in a powder format, in a can. The Nutricia Suvinit support memory function also. PhytoPhamaceutical. I think you all should be proud of this new category in India. That is, we called PhytoPhamaceutical. So PhytoPhamaceutical is a drug category. It is not a nutraceutical or FSSI. It is CDSCO, under CDSCO. So what is PhytoPhamaceutical? Includes purified and standardized fraction with defined minimum 4 bioactives or phytochemicals compound that should be qualitatively and quantitatively assessed, and to be designed for the diagnosis, treatment, mitigation, prevention of the disease, and should be administered by parenteral route. That means if you see the blue highlighted area, purified standardized fraction of 4, minimum 4, it can be 6, 7, 8. qualitatively and quantitatively assessed, and parental route, and it should have a product specific clinical trial. Then you can register phytopharmaceutical, so the doctor can legally prescribe these things. That means this is coming from the plant, but there are many companies, they are investing millions of dollars in clinical trial, but they are selling under Ayurvedic proprietary medicine or functional food or nutraceutical. But they spend some good studies also, but they are not. So that category will resolve this problem. For the clinically proven or evidence-based company who are willing to spend money on the research also. So this is good for those people also. I can give you, unfortunately, they introduced just before COVID, then COVID starts. And after COVID, now the progress is growing. So there is not a single drug also in India that is approved under phytopharmaceutical, but 6 or 7 drugs, these are top listed product also. And I can give you 2 or 3 example. One is picrolib, a plant extract from Katuki that developed by the CSIR CDRI Lucknow Research Center. And they recently got approval for the phase 3 clinical trial for the treatment of fatty liver, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease also. So that means phase 3 clinical trials, this is the top level pharmaceutical product. They went through the phase 3 product. So the picrolib that got approval from drug agency for this phase 3 clinical trial. Second one, you are very familiar with AQCH, that is the aqueous extract of Cocculus hirsutus, that is called AQCH. Initially, the Sun Pharmaceutical, they developed this product for the dengue, but during COVID, there are many products that repurposed. It was developed for other virus, but they repurposed during the clinical trial, and they are positioning in the COVID treatment also. So SAQ, which is the first phytopharmaceutical drug that is for the COVID-19 treatment also. This is one product, although cannabis not approved in India as a medical purpose, but I believe I discussed this issue with many people also, top level people. It will be approved in next few months or few years. The Sativex, that is the trade name, that is nabiximols, a specific cannabis extract that was approved 210 as a botanical drug in UK, USA, Australia, and other Western countries. So it is a mouth spray for neuropathic pain, spasticity, overactive bladder, and multiple sclerosis also. And what are the 2 active components? This tetrahydrocannabinol, that is THC, that is very potent hyperactive, that is the that brain stimulating drug, and the cannabidiol, that is the CBD we called. So these are the combination of this THC and CBD, 2.7 gram THC and 2.5 milligram CBD. So it approved as a botanical drug in many Western countries, and it is in the market from 214 for this very high level medical purpose also. So in Australia, the TGA, the Therapeutic Good Administration, in complementary medicine, we have 3 tiers. One is listed medicine, that is a low risk, low category product also. Recently, they introduced a listed assessed category also. That means if you have minimum 2 clinical trial, and if you found something new, like from turmeric, and not the joint type of things, the inflammatory, but if you get some other mechanism, then you can include. That means it's an assessed category, and also the higher risk category, that is the registered OST-R. That means Australia registered product. That is also the complementary medicine. It is just like a prescription medicine. Sri Lanka also, they have a category borderline product. It is in between Ayurvedic or food and drug. In between drug and food, they have a borderline product, and it is a very good but tough category. So you have to go through lot of multiple steps also. So I will give you one example. I have been involved with many activities of these things. The fenugreek, you are all aware of fenugreek. Maybe you are not aware of the that clinically tested health benefit of fenugreek. You can see these books. We already sold more than 2,000 copies globally also. So that means within 6 months, 2,000 copies book is a very big success. So that means there is a strong interest. And 2 months before also, Ministry of Ayush, they launched this product in Delhi. So I think you all read this book. Fenugreek, it's a very, very traditional name in India, not only in India, in Egypt and Middle Eastern countries also. Is traditionally used as a flavoring agent, culinary spice and food, and Ayurveda, Greek and Latin pharmacopoeia also you can see. If you go back, it used 4000 BC for diabetes and hyperlipidemia control, and it is GRAS status in USA, and the safe daily dose is very high, 100 to 150 gram. If you eat fenugreek, you won't get any toxic effect also. But when you see that medicinal benefit of fenugreek, so one company, I proudly mention this company name. It is Indus Biotech, based in Pune. They are 100% focused on the evidence-based natural medicine development also. They isolated 4 fractions of fenugreek. One is amino acid fraction, alkaloid fraction, glycoside fraction, and the fiber fraction. And they position these particular fraction of the fenugreek for glucose control and anti-hyperglycemic, antioxidant, protective, anti-inflammatory, and muscle building, fat reducing, lactation, and constipation. You cannot believe this small company, they have 88 international patents only on fenugreek. And they already published 101 publication on fenugreek, including clinicals, mechanism, preclinical trials also. I can give you slightly, they have a full control of raw material to in-process manufacturing to the finished product, that category also. And that is very important. And that's why the GCTM, they are trying to develop a documented standardization process from raw material to the finished product. And also in the efficacy area, you have to do the preclinical studies, in vitro, ex vivo studies, safety studies, that is the OECD guideline-based safety studies, oral, acute, 90 days, mutagenicity, chromosomal aberration, and you have to do a clinical trial also. The best is if you do the double-blinded placebo-controlled trial with a good number of healthy population also, not the sick population, and then your market entry would be very easy. If you see this amino acid part, mostly the 4-hydroxyleucine, that is for sugar control. Alkaloid part, that is the trigonellyl, that is particular, that is for the Parkinson disease area. That is the antioxidant, mitochondrial oxidative stress. Glycoside, the free testosterone increase. Saponin, male libido, testosterone booster. Soluble fiber, galactomannan mostly. Lipid and fat management, that means the weight management area. Insoluble fiber, digestive, probiotic, and modified texture. and protein and fibers. You cannot believe the fenugreek, they have a 23 gram of protein in 100 gram of fenugreek fiber, fenugreek powder also. So 23% protein. That's a very, very high level of protein you can get from the fenugreek. They have done many studies on saponin, glycoside, trigononyl. You can see the reference if you want. I can provide on the different health area from libido to free testosterone, body mass, all these areas. Amino acid, soluble fiber, saponin also. And they already launched few product in Western world also, in Australia, Canada also. So we are proud. So one Indian herbs with all these studies and safety and quality studies, now they are present in the Western countries also. So what are the 6 mantras in this area to get success? One, you have to introduce technology. So mostly, you know, that delivery technology. 80 to 90% turmeric or curcumin, they are delivered with the special delivery system. So that means you have to introduce technology in this area. Product strategy, only the best product strategies are going to make profit. So I can share one very small example. In one Bacopa product, Brahmi product that is developed in Western world, we introduced initially in India in a general cognition memory area. But for Indian, they have lot of other priorities. Cognition memory not a big priority for them. So that means which platform you are launching your product. If you launch in the kids category, the school-going children, mother's first priority, the children's education. If you launch in the old age people for the forgetting, fullness, that sort of area, then you will get success. Regulation, when you develop the product, you have to look after the global regulation, not only Indian regulation, because you have to go to the global market. That's why you have to resolve this regulatory problem also. Marketing, how you market your product, whether you are marketing through the Ayurvedic doctors, whether you are marketing through the that wellness center, or whether you are marketing through the doctors, through the pharmacy. This is a marketing channel is important. Supply chain is very important. If you have good crop this area, but next year no crop, so you are out of your raw material. So that supply chain is big issue, and the deal making, because most of the company, the biopharmaceutical company, they are mostly R&D company. They are not marketing company. You have to tie up with a good marketing company to bring your product to the success level. So that means you have to make a deal with your right partner also. So these are the 6 mantras from my side. This is the last slide, the take-home message. The shift in a healthcare treatment to prevention is the encouraging clinicians and patients to think differently about health and disease, and creating momentum for nutraceutical with opportunities for pharma food companies to get involved in the disease care pathway. If you see, the new therapy is coming. This is very, very popular. That is the combination therapy. Many pharmaceutical company, they have a product that is with like this one, the Jetia, that is the ositimib for the that I think it is like a statin type of activity to control the cholesterol, but they are adding with the some bioactive from the plant, and also this product only active when you are doing the regular exercise also. That combination therapy, that is a pharmaceutical molecule, a drug molecule, and a bioactive from the foods and or a plant also with the regular exercise. This is a very, very popular option. Okay, thank you very much for your patience. And if you have any question, I'd be happy to answer.
Yes. Participants, do you have any questions? Please type your question in the chat box or unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hemlata, I think there are questions in the chat box.
Yes.
So what is the cost of clinical trials per formulation for phytochemicals? That's a very tough question. There is no standard cost because where you are doing, how you are doing, that is important. Like if you do with Indian CRO, it will definitely cost less, maybe 25% less than the Western CRO. But the your parameter, your primary outcome and secondary outcome, and also how many population, how many participants you are engaging. If you are engaging 50 participants, but if you are engaging 500 participants, so that cross vary. But standard, that is 200 to 300,000 Australian dollar as per Australian standard. We are expecting for some good clinical trial, double-blinded placebo-controlled trial for each product.
Okay.
So the second question is, what is GRAS ingredients? So GRAS means GRAS, that is generally recognized as safe. So that is the US word, US FDA word. So that means if you want to market your product or your ingredient in USA, so that ingredient or product should have GRAS. That means it is a regulatory toxicology studies. You have to do it. That means your product is safe. You have to do acute toxicology study. You have to do chronic toxicological study. You have to do 7 days, 14 days, 90 days, 180 days studies. You have to do mutagenicity study. So you have to do all studies. Then you have to publish this study. Then you can go to the US FDA. We have all these studies and you have to apply for the GRAS and they will give you the GRAS certificate. Then you can go to any country with this certificate. That means your product is safe for consumption.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? Oh, yeah, we have Dr. Vyas asking you a question.
Yes.
Dr. Vyas, please, could you unmute yourself and ask the question? Dr. Vyas? Hemlata, he's unable
Yes,
to.
yes.
Could you?
Good afternoon, Dr. Ghosh. Myself, Dr. Aarti Vyas. I am from Ayurveda domain. My expertise into product development and we are trying to continue with all those parameters you are mentioning, from procuring raw material to a good manufacturing practices. My question to you is, if you want to enter into phyto products, so is there any even I have asked through the questions from the Google Meet, Google form as well. Is there any nominal licensing facility or something like that we have to follow for the standardization and everything?
So are you talking about phytopharmaceutical category? That is a new category in India.
Right.
So it is a drug. It is not a FSSI issue. It is not a nutraceutical. And as I showed that one slide. So first one, it should be 4 minimum component, and it should be qualitatively and qualitatively assessed. That means your chemistry, your safety, everything should be done properly. You have to get claims, the cure, prevention, and treatment of the disease. That means you need product specific clinical trial. That means if we use turmeric or ashwagandha in your product, you cannot use the traditional claims.
Mhm.
You have to do trials on your finished product, and then you can, based on the outcome, you can get the claims also. And that should be parental use also.
Right.
No injection or no intravenous.
Right. Right. I'll connect with you, sir, later on.
Yeah. Contact with me.
Yes, sir.
It is a big area coming in India, but still it is a relatively rigid area. But if you have done good studies also, so you can get
Yes, sir.
approval.
Yes. Sir, I want to share here as well, because I'm from Ayurveda domain. So I can definitely say, as an Ayurvedic practitioner, it is very difficult to go for clinical study and research, even on a personal level, if someone wants to go ahead. So we have few patented products. We have already crossed clinical trials, 3, 2, 1, but still we are unable to get the government's norms for COVID as well. So is there any possibility, if we want to go ahead rather than India, to abroad with other countries, and we'll get a licensing or something like that? So accordingly, I'll connect with you on the same topic.
No, I think because as I said, I'm closely working with Ministry of Ayush, very closely.
Mhm.
All India Institute of Ayurveda, ITRA, National Institute of Ayurveda, all these, and also the Savitribai Phule University also. If you know that India, if you have a lot of product quality potential, still you need some push also, some good connection. Without connection, it is very hard to get into this one.
So true.
There are many funding opportunity from Ministry of Ayush. I think more fund than the takers in Ministry of Ayush. So if you connect with the right people, and if you share with your some of your top line things, so I will connect with the right people at the ministry also. And if you want to share your IP, like if you keep your base IP, so you are a inventor of this IP, but
Right.
if you want to share the commercial licensing of your product to the industry, then many industry will be interested.
Sure, sir. I'll connect with you. Thank you
Yes.
so much, sir. Thank you.
Yep.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yes. I'm Dr. Jyoti Gokhale. I'm working as an assistant professor in Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai. I just want to congratulate. It was a fantastic talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And on this occasion, sir, I'm also remembering Smarta, sir. Actually, he used to come to our institute as an external examiner for different theses.
Right. Yeah.
So it was pleasure learning from you today and seeing that you were connected with him. And sir, for in general about your books, what we have seen today. So is it a possibility to get few copies for our library, because we have the nutraceutical as one of the subject. So we would like to have the copies for this, so we can connect to you through the funding and everything. We can do it. So if
No,
we
you
can
can
get your email ID,
as a institute, you can always get the free copy, but
okay.
you have to go to the either CRC Press or Academic Press website, and there is a one area, there is a free copy for the inspection. So that means they are expecting you are getting 1 or 2 free copy for the evaluation. Then you will order more copies. So, but you can get free copies through the website.
Okay, great. And I would connect to you for your articles also, as you said. If you can email you
I will share my presentation copy with Arpita also, if anybody interested, because there is no trade secret in this presentation. So these are all in public domain. So I will share with Arpita, you can get.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Hi, Mr. Ghosh. This is Srinivas from Smart AI Tech. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great.
Please.
It was a wonderful 360 degrees presentation from you in the upcoming nutritional business space. And it's like a golden opportunity for India, the way you presented it, with a kind of a gap that's plenty between the available market and the kind of a original Ayurvedic origins from India. There is a big scope for the global business. Now here I come in the business space where I have a multiple business verticals experience. And during COVID time, we had a kind of a experience of trying to do some in silico studies for various products, including COVID, and we were very successful in generating almost the best of the solution based on the Ayurvedic texts. So there are 2-3 products and solutions that we are talking of, and we would like to go ahead for the clinical trials as per the Ayush standards that are to be done, basically to launch the product.
Yep.
Globally. Like I understand there are certain regulatory requirements for India, US, Europe, and each continent or maybe country, they are different. It's like a big exercise by itself. And if a product has to be launched globally, how do we take the consideration of a single clinical trial? Is there any way around that can be integrated with Ayush, CTRI, SEDESCO, and any other organization that's really can give us the kind of a exercise to give the clearances globally?
Yeah, I think because you are in this space, there are maybe more than 20-30 Ayurvedic molecule. They showed a positive effect through the in silico studies. That is the docking receptor docking studies also.
Exactly.
Because how they block the receptor. So most of the Ayurvedic ingredients, they have that capacity. And we also done using the cinnamon also. That's a big result, good results also. But you have to translate this knowledge into the clinical scenario. Because the in vitro or in silico studies, sometimes they are not showing any result in actual clinical trial. And you don't need to do multiple trial. If you do one good trial, a good power also, and a very nicely designed trial, and not done in the universities, done with the CRO also. And if you can done at least 2 center, that is the multi-center, at least 2, then your result will be accepted any regulatory agencies. Globally. So you don't need to do multiple studies also.
Right, wonderful. So taking into consideration what you mentioned, it costs about 200 to 300,000 Australian dollars as a thumb for one formulation. Is that right?
Yes.
If that is done in India or Australia?
I think India, maybe it would be around $100,000. But credibility is very important.
Exactly.
Yes, but it is although it is a public forum also, but don't quote me, but it is from my personal experience also. So if you do some trial in India with some university or small CRO also, most of the overseas company or even the doctors also, they don't want to believe the result also. So that means I will advise you, if you want to do one preclinical trial, not preclinical, that is a proof of concept trial in India, that is with 30-40 patient, then if you are getting a very good results, then you can do the next trial with the more patient in overseas also.
Okay, great. So your budget requirements of about 200 to $300,000 Australian dollars good enough.
Australian, yes.
And then post that, you mean to say the marketing and other expenses, how much would that cost around?
Because you are not doing marketing, because you have to tie up with the local marketing company. Because
Okay.
if you do marketing in overseas countries, that's a huge expensive exercise.
True.
So
True. Very
that
true.
means if your product are very potential, then you can tie up with the local marketing company and they will take care everything of your product.
Can I know some kind of a typical costing for a product? Suppose if the formulation, when I try to develop it, it is costing 1 rupee. What is the end MRP pricing that is done either for local or international?
First thing, where you are manufacturing in India. So you have to manufacture under pharma GMP, either PIC GMP or CGMP at that category.
Yeah,
So
that is
if you
mandatory.
manufactured in Ayush or WHO GMP, most
Yeah.
of the country, they won't accept your product.
Oh,
So that means if you manufactured in pharma GMP, your manufacturing cost would be much higher also.
sure.
And if you tie up with Australian company or Canadian company, they will take Indian manufactured product, no problem. If you manufactured in high GMP environment,
Okay.
then I think you know that that model that around 20 to 30% profit margin from your side, and then the distributor another 30 to 40%. Then the distribution channel also. So that means
Yeah.
if you add 60 to 70% on your actual COGS also. So if it is
Yeah.
1 rupee, so you can sell 70 rupees in the market.
Oh.
Ultimate, the final MRP.
Yeah. Okay, great. So I am delighted to see your presentation and would like to have the recorded version and get connected you back. And maybe we have a lot of things. Are you working in the ALS business space?
What is that?
ALS.
Can you?
Can you just
Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis.
It is like a multiple sclerosis. It is some type of disease.
Yeah, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Yes.
Oh, okay. Maybe, but we as a because Nikam is the one of the leading clinical research provider also.
Okay.
We have 5 hospitals in our portfolio.
Okay.
We can do any clinical trial. We can do if patients are available.
Okay, so that is the mandatory requirement. Now we first identify the patients where we
Yes,
can
you know, some
trials.
disease there may be 100 patients around the world, so
Yeah.
it is very tough to find the patients also.
Yeah. Going forward, like there's a kind of new developments going on in the gene and the cell therapy business space. How do you see the competition coming up with the traditional, allopathic or Ayurvedic medicines towards this new developments in cell therapy and gene therapies?
I don't see any product in this cell therapy or that sort of area from Ayurveda. Is there any product in India also?
No, I'm not in India, but it's globally there is a kind of a lot of developments and people talk a lot of clinical trials, not only clinical, but actual, therapies are underway everywhere in the world, being or both in India also and abroad. So we don't know whether really they are approved as per the clinical trials or not, but so many companies they are starting this kind of therapies both in India and abroad. So what is the real background? Is there a regulatory clearance for such things, or anyone can start anything just like that and go ahead on that?
No, I think if you developed anything under the pharmaceutical guideline, so whether it is Ayurvedic source or traditional Chinese medicine source, it doesn't matter. So if you developed any product against any disease under the pharmaceutical framework, so I think it should accepted as a pharmaceutical product. As you know, recently, Ministry of Ayush, through All India Institute of Ayurveda, they got approval from NHMC, the UK regulatory authority, one ashwagandha trial for long COVID. So
Okay.
that means ashwagandha not registered as a Ayurvedic medicine. It is registered as a drug in England, and they are going to do a trial as a drug trial. That is a pharmaceutical trial. So if you can do this, so that means if your results are positive, so you can position your product as a drug, not as a traditional medicine or complementary medicine.
Got it. So, as per the Ayurvedic, product launches, what I was told, if there is a product in the Ayurvedic texts, originally for a particular disease, it can be directly launched. Is that right? I don't have to go on clinical trial.
No. I think the classical Ayurvedic formulation is very complex, and most of the, this herbo mineral composition, that is the most of the traditional Ayurvedic formulation, and that is not approved in many Western countries. So that means you have to select some formulation. If it is 1 herbs, 2 herbs, 3 herbs is better, and you have to standardize all individual herbs extraction and process also in the formulation also. So you know that most of the Ayurvedic formulation, our knowledge based on the observational studies, we are using 5,000 years. That doesn't mean it actually works. So you need to prove through clinical trial and the controlled clinical trial, so that works.
Okay.
And each individual herbs, each individual ingredients, that has to approved by the local regulatory authority.
Okay, suppose if a phytochemical formulation has got 20 compounds.
Yep. If all 20 are approved, pre-approved, I can say pre-approved, like in Australia by TGA, then you can you can do your trial. You can launch if there is strong safety, no safety issue.
Okay, that means what we found, it is not approved till now anywhere in the world. So we have to undergo the clinical trials for that particular independent compounds, the part of the clinical trials. But we cannot actually isolate that particular compound independently, because there's so many compounds in that, and we don't know the real percentage of that compound. But clinical in silico studies is giving excellent results in comparison to any of the currently available medicines or used medicines in the body.
Yeah, but as a scientist, you know, unless you know the mechanism and all these things, only the pharmacodynamics, that is the efficacy study, not enough.
Yeah. We have to follow the same clinical trials route as per allopathic standards.
Yes.
I think
thanks, madam.
If you could just connect with him, with us, we will then, if you have any further question, we can take it forward as well with Dr. Dilip Ghosh. So if you can just drop the question.
You're sharing the recording version.
Yeah, we will be, once it will be ready, we will be letting you know. Just send us a request on CSMB21. We have just posted the Gmail address. So if you can just send us the request there, and we will take it forward. Yeah.
Thanks, madam, and thanks, Dr. Dilip Ghosh. It's a nice discussion with you, and we'll take it forward personally.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Is there anybody else who has any questions? Very briefly, if we can just have any questions. Okay. In this thing, I think it's a time that we wrap up, because this topic that Dr. Dilip Ghosh and the amount of knowledge that he possesses, I would definitely say that, sir, this was such a short talk for us, you know, because you've just literally there are goosebumps running around us saying that, wow, we can do so much and we have got so
Yes.
much potential. And with your guidance and your talk, it has just accelerated the way we can think and take this industry forward. So I ask Hemlata to do the vote of thanks, sir. And on behalf of CSMB, sir, I would personally say a big thank you for sparing your such a vulnerable time with us and empowering your knowledge. I mean, unleashing your knowledge to just empower us to take it forward. Thank you so
Yes.
much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you,
Hemla-
Arpita.
Yes, yes,
Hem-
ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. On behalf of CSMB, I thank Mr. Dilip Ghosh sir for his valuable time and excellent presentation. It was an informative and interactive session, sir. And thank you, Arpita ma'am. And thank you all for participants for joining today's webinar. Thank you all. And to get more updates of
Thank you,
CSMB, please join our WhatsApp group. The link shared in the chat box. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
so
Bye-bye, sir.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Thank you all. Thank you.